Yes, ma'am. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome everybody to our November 29th Commissioners Court meeting. Let the record reflect that we have a quorum. All commissioners are here. I'd like to call the meeting to order and ask that you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Commissioner, would you lead us in a word, please?
Lord, we thank you for another day. We thank you for our many blessings. Lord, we thank you for keeping your hand upon us, leading us and guiding us, God. We ask that your blessings go upon each and every one that's in attendance this morning. God, we ask anything we do this morning that will be in honor of you, God. We'll give you the glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Item number 4, public comments. Mr. Dieter, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Believe it or not, I was going to come today and not say a word. And then a situation arose. As you know, for a long time, I have been harping on the fact of sound. And I know that you moved us all up closer to you so that we could hear what is happening. But we can even improve upon that. I happen to be talking to the right people at the right time today. And the way that we can improve upon it, each of you have mics before you that now work. I understand that previously you had feedback on those mics, and now that problem has been resolved. One suggestion is to kind of streamline our Commissioners Court and to make it even better here in San Jacinto County is to use this mic as a roving mic for those that might be a little shy about coming up here and doing what I'm doing at the moment. And if somebody here in the audience has something to say, we can take this mic and give them the opportunity to voice whatever opinion that they have and resolve a lot of lack of communication. It's almost like a dream because I've been harping on this for the last 2 years and nothing seemingly was done other than the fact of us moving up closer. But we can improve upon it greatly by utilizing the tools that we have, and it will also enhance the view of all of you commissioners, and the audience won't feel left out. Thank you very much, and I'm really looking forward to the future and the communication on both ends. Thank you.
Joe Phillips.
Good morning all. My name is Joe Phillips. I am a resident of Country Ridge Estates, just behind Chico, opposite the high school.
Can you talk into the mic?
Oh, yeah, there we go. Come here today because I've got a couple of concerns that might be relevant to you guys. A guy has bought a 12-acre lot and wants to build an RV park with 50 slabs. 6 cabins and a laundry and a house. That property has now been completely bulldozed and cleared of trees. My main 2 concerns are watershed. We have the back of that property, it slopes down into a creek, which then actually flows through my property as well. I don't see how on a 12-acre lot you can have 50 asphalt or concrete slabs and a sufficient water retention pond.
How many spots? 50?
50 is what I've been told the permit is for. He originally told me 40, and I've also heard 60. But even if it was 20 or 30, it would still be a huge watershed issue. The erosion, even during Harvey, was astronomical on that creek, and we had sand dumped and filled in our creek by about 2 feet. So I don't see how.
Well, they're about 400 foot apiece, times 50 is 20,000 feet. That's about less than a half acre out of 12 acres. I'm just saying.
There's
road.
There's going to be paths and roads linking them. I don't know what size they are.
Yeah, you're right.
It's quite a lot of construction. It is a residential subdivision. It's deed restricted. That's something else we're dealing with separately that I don't think you guys can actually impact directly.
No, sir.
But my other major
Right
major concern is road traffic. That's a real small road. Even at the moment, coming up to the end of Pine Drive, up by Chico, if one car is not fully moved over all the way at the stop sign, another car cannot come in without running over the corner. And to have a potential of 50, fifth wheel RVs coming and going, I just don't see how that's sustainable. Driving past a residential subdivision with that level of road, and also it's a dangerous junction right by the high school. If the RVs were coming and going, either in the morning or in the afternoon.
Well, I doubt that them RVs will be going through there with more regularity than them Chico trucks that come through there.
The Chico trucks will also cause a little bit of an issue at the moment. They've already eroded that corner of the road.
Yeah.
But I mean, with there's children playing out on Pine Drive, it's the high school coming in, and there's not a requirement for a commercial license to drive some of these immensely large vehicles. I think that is a real possible concern, and also just the road wearing out and all the rest of that. But the watershed really concerns me, because that creek goes through my property as well. And we've already seen a lot of extra depositing of sand and stuff in our creek as it is. So it really does concern me.
I know I have a friend of mine that he's in the subdivision there, the first subdivision you get to, and there's a creek that comes through at the back, and now that one runs off into a fellow's got some acreage, looks like about a 6 or 7 acre lake. I didn't know there was another creek in between.
There's two creeks.
Yeah, I didn't know. I never been back there.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the property on the map, you can just about see it on the satellite image.
Yes, sir.
But if you actually go to the site and see where he's cleared up into the tree line where it's not legal. You have to give a certain amount of foot of not clearance around the creek. You can see there's full matured trees
They
there
have
now.
a name for that. I can't remember.
Yeah, like creek easement. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's some of them. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, if you go and visit the property, it initially had a hump on it, so that half the water would come towards the road and the rest would go towards the back. He's now leveled it out, so actually most of the water is going to go back towards the creek. And even now, with it being cleared, with there's no trees to stop the initial hitting of the rain on the soil.
I did see he did. I mean, it's cleared.
Yeah,
It was a beautiful forest, and now it's not.
Yeah, those are my main concerns that would affect you guys. Everything else, hopefully, we'll deal with separately. But I just don't see how a 50 slab RV park next to a residential subdivision.
I think some of the commissioners and myself as well have had a few other concerned citizens come talk to us about it.
We're all very concerned. We did do a
I
permission.
kind of thought that the direction they were going to take was, if there are restrictions, you go enforce those in the district court.
we're trying that at the moment, and
Yes.
we've been trying to serve him for 2 weeks, and he's being very dodgy and avoiding that. But we want to come at it with every angle possible, because that even if it does go ahead and we manage to lose fighting him, I'm still massively concerned about Bell Creek. We have
We're kind of down here, district courts. I mean, that's where you're going, if you get relief, that's where you're going to have to get it.
It's what we're doing as well.
Yes,
But
yes.
this is also a concern about the road erosion. The width of the road is not sufficient for fifth wheel RVs to be turning into it. The Chico trucks are big, but they're not fifth wheel RVs. And also the watershed is a big deal. That's going to totally fill in. Already it's filling in my creek at the back, and that's already 2 foot shallower than it was.
I think once they get in there, if they like it, that they're not. It's not like you're going in there. Well, I don't know what he's shooting for. He may be trying to do daily rentals. If I were running one, I'd try to get people that would stay there long term, and then they're not in and out. Every time they go in and out, there's a possibility of tearing up some of the road, stuff like
Even
that.
if there's one going once a day, it's still too large a vehicle really to be going sufficient traffic back and forth. It is not a wide road. 2 cars just about fit, and that's it. So, and there's kids out there playing all the time.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
residential subdivision.
I had a place out there. My grandkids used to live out there.
They probably played on that road.
Oh, did they ever?
So, I mean, the thought of having the ball jumping out in front of it just seems totally insane in a residential subdivision that's deed restricted. But that's my piece. I did submit a petition to you all, which was from the subdivision, the Hollywood subdivision, as well as ours.
You did?
Yeah, I submitted it to be put onto the agenda to speak today. I haven't heard anything back though for 3 weeks.
You fill out an agenda request, but I didn't put it on the agenda because I don't see how we can act on it, but I did offer you the opportunity to come here and speak about it.
Yeah, well, I submitted a petition as well with.
Okay, I didn't see the petition. You left it.
I have a copy with me here. I submitted it with the application to Tracy.
I'll have to ask her where that went. I
There's
didn't
a
see that.
significant amount of signatures, and most of them are from the Hollywood subdivision. They do not.
Well, I'll have her pull the petition out and we'll look at it. But I still, you're gonna have to get your relief up there. I don't know what we can do to stop
So you were telling me that they have pulled a permit or applied for a permit?
I've been told that they have, yes.
So, do you know anything about it, Mark?
Yes, sir.
Is there a permit?
There is.
Well, okay.
But I can't find any, and nobody will give any more information out. So that's all I know is the permit's been applied for, and that's why we then submitted restraining order to then go on to legal processes to get him to stop, because we didn't want to apply that until we knew he was actually doing commercial enterprise in a deed restricted residential subdivision. There's nothing illegal about buying property and clearing the trees off it.
It's nothing illegal about putting in an RV park either, if you follow all the county's rules and regulations, and that's what we expect them to do. The permit department has got their eyes on it, and they're gonna make them, just like anybody else, go by the rules. They're not gonna let them, but it is legal to do what they're doing, unless the restrictions prohibit it.
Which they
Then
do.
you'll get the district judge to do, we don't have the authority to do that.
Okay, and also just raising my other concerns about a creek being ruined by extensive watershed and erosion, and also I just don't see how that road. I've spent 10 years as a paramedic with a lot of advanced driving under my belt, and that would terrify me, even as an advanced driver, driving an RV park with another car and people around down that road. It's just so narrow.
I've been down the road, I mean, we need to ride around, I can show you some narrow roads that
I grew up in London.
there's 15 feet
That's
wide
just
from
narrow.
tree line to tree line. They probably got 60-foot right away there.
Okay. Well, there are times when there have been other sheepload trucks coming down where I've been almost in the gutter to try and avoid them. So they've been up the fifth wheel.
When the other truck comes, what we do in East Texas is stop, let him pass, and go on back, go on to the house. I mean, I feel you, but I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you that I think I can do something about it.
Okay. Well, I just had to raise my concerns.
No, that's the purpose of this forum.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Stephanie Singletary.
I'm sure. Do it. You might need to switch it on. Oh, is it? Can't see. It's on. It's on. Okay. I'm Stephanie Singletary, and I also live in Country Bridge Estates. And go figure. So some of to follow up on the creek erosion, there has been talk that we have heard from the water company that there's a retention pond back there that if he does put 50 sites on there, it's going to actually flood out that pond. And so whenever we lived up here for Harvey, we had no issues in our area. With building up, and you saw it in Houston.
Now, is it whose place is what pond are we talking about? I'm aware of it wasn't built for a retention pond. It was just a recreational pond, and the guy built it and he backed it up on, it backs water up on the other guy's property already.
Okay, so what was told to us is by the water company is that there's a retention pond not in Country Bridge Estates. It's behind there.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
It's got to be this big pond that I spoke about earlier.
Okay, and so, but they were saying that if that site gets put in, which under the deed restrictions, which there's a current action going on with that, with the lawsuit, we're just trying to get him served, but that is going to flood out. So how can is the county going to look at how, are we just going to come in here and build up the little town and now have flooding issues because they don't take in consideration the water? Because, I mean, with what's going on in the world and all of the, Houston's going to be getting more rain. We're not going to go through droughts all the time. We're going to have.
I don't know about more rain. The good Lord's going to provide what rain He gives us, and it's going to fall where it falls. And I don't know how the guy clearing his property is going to make us have more rain. I don't understand that.
All right, so it's not the guy clearing the property is not going to cause more rain, but if he builds up something, look at Houston. Did Houston flood 30, 40 years ago? Not as bad as Harvey. And because you have so much cement on the ground, it's not going to be able to.
No, I understand that concept.
Okay,
Sure.
so that's what I'm saying. So if we have that built in the subdivision, then you're going to be, according to what was told to us, is that there's going to be possible property in Hollywood Forest that could flood. I mean, that's what by the water company. And so, can y'all get involved and look at that and make sure, with the permitting process, are we going to look at that?
They should be doing that now. There's our engineer sitting right there on the corner, and he's looking at all that. I'm sure of that. He's very diligent.
Yeah, what you're looking at to determine what's actually going to flood is not just somebody cutting trees down, and that's
Well, I'm not worried about the trees.
Which a tree will drink water. I get to that, it's flat surface. You got 2-inch absorption. What's required, which I'm sure they've done, is ask for an H&H study from the developer to prove that it's not going to flood. You can't use Harvey as a catch-all for flooding because it was a unique storm. But they are required to do an H&H study by FEMA to establish that there is not going to be any rise or fall of water.
So
It's gonna
is the
impact
county
it.
doing that,
And
or is
that's
he
part of
paying
the permit
somebody
process.
to do that?
The developer.
The developer.
Yes.
They would require, the permit department would require him to have this study done, is what I'm hearing. And then the study would prove or disprove whether or not
Well,
the effect of their improvements is gonna cause flooding or not.
And then he has to address it if it does, and he has to come up with, that's how you size your detention project.
That's when he can go in and dig a retention pond in the back or wherever the guys told him to. That's how they deal with that.
okay, so you can pay anybody to say anything, right? So if you have,
No, it's an engineering firm that does it.
Yeah,
Once they
that's
put their
pretty
seal
light.
on it,
there's, I've worked in the
once they put their seal on it, they're liable for it.
yes, but anyway. But the county doesn't, they just get this from this engineering firm that man is paying for to do it, and y'all go off of it,
No,
y'all don't
ma'am.
do y'all
No,
zone
ma'am.
study?
The developer hires an engineering firm that's certified professional engineer to go to the H&H study, that they're certified in doing those kind of projects. Then they submit it, and they submit it to the permit department, and then our engineer goes in there and reviews it to make sure that he agrees with their calculations and everything on. It's not just a rubber stamp deal. I don't care what they do in Houston. We already know they're not right because they let people build in the floodplain. Look at Addicts and Barton, okay? We're trying to prevent that, and that's why we take the steps we do.
Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure, because what we're hearing is that from this, not from the trees getting cut down, from the amount of concrete or what asphalt, whatever he's gonna be using out there, it's gonna be, that's gonna cause you to have a lot more runoff.
Did some engineer tell you that, or some guy that's reading meters out there from the water office tell you that?
I'm not sure it came from the person at the water company, to be.
That H&H study.
But it's common sense, right? If you have asphalt down on 10 acres, you're not going to be, the ground's not going to absorb the water.
Well, I can tell you one thing, I don't think they can afford to asphalt the whole 10 acres. And our engineers are not gonna approve a plan where they do that, because you're right, the water would have absolutely nowhere to go.
This H&H study is gonna show you a lot of stuff.
Okay. Does that get shared with the community, or is it just
They
shared
have to do
with?
it before they get their permit, correct?
It's public information once it gets filed, yes.
Okay. Has the permit been approved?
I don't know, you should talk to the permit department. I don't
So
know.
the permit has been approved. Okay.
I think it has. Has it?
Yeah.
It has.
So with that, y'all don't even take in consideration like the deed restrictions, that it is even though y'all don't do county zoning or city zoning or anything like that, is there a way to get that put in? Because this is a residential area, not commercial. So is there any plans for that to go in there? For y'all to do? Because that's y'all, right?
No, it's not y'all. The guy who bought that acreage.
He doesn't zone it.
The guy, yes, he does. He puts restrictions in. What's out there is what he filed when he filed the subdivision. It's not up
That
to us
is
to
the
tell
deed
a guy what
restrictions
to do.
on the subdivision. I'm saying, but
That's
there's
it.
county zoning.
That's the only regulation there is.
So I own a house down in Port Aransas, Texas, right? There is zoning all over that place for
This
short-term
ain't
rentals.
Port Aransas, Texas.
Well, I'm giving you an example because you're telling me that man that bought and developed that our subdivision is the one that put the zoning on it. So what I'm trying to explain
That's
to
right.
you,
That
okay,
is right.
okay, whenever in Port Aransas, Texas, they actually have zoning, and that has nothing to do with the people that own the property. It's the city plus county that regulates the
They're
zoning.
up there around the coast, and they got a lot more flood issues than we do up here. We don't have
I'm
that.
not talking about flooding. I'm talking about commercial zoning versus residential
Well,
zoning.
zoning, some places can and can't, there's different restrictions what you can do in zone. You just can't go out there and create a zone and say, here it is, guys. There's a process, there's a way to do it. You may-
Does the county
and
have
you may
any
not be
zoning?
able to zone something, it's inside of the city limits.
There's certain things that we have the authority to zone on, like putting in a landfill, for instance. We had to run an ad in the paper and propose an ordinance, have a public hearing about it and so forth, and we were able to pass we sort of created some zoning as it relates to being able to put in a landfill, and we designated a certain geographic area in the county where if you're gonna put one in, that's where you can do it. And that's a special statute for regulation of landfills, but we don't have anything like that in place for where you can put in an RV park. No, we don't. Ma'am, you way over your 3 minutes. This ain't even on the agenda. We have other business to attend to.
Okay. Well,
Thank you
we'll be
very
back
much.
next week or next week and a half,
You're more than
whatever it
welcome.
is. What is it?
You are more than welcome.
Yeah, because this is, in my opinion, it's not right.
Is there any other one?
Tristan, they did do an H&H study, right?
Item number 5, announcement, possible discussion of items of public or community interest for which no action will be taken. Had a very nice, lighting of the town. I want to thank Lonnie and all his crew for all the hard work they did. When we counted it down, the lights all came on. It still amazes me how the whole town lights up but they had it, and go look at them one evening and see how pretty the lights are. He did a terrific job, him and his crew. And the inmates, he used a lot of inmate labor to do that. What y'all, about 2 weeks, huh, at least?
2.5 weeks.
Yeah, great job.
95% of it was done with inmate labor.
And this will all sort of culminate on December is it 8th? Christmas on the Square? December the 9th, Christmas on the Square. We'll have a big parade and lots of fun
Are we
going
gonna
on.
have rain?
Yes, ma'am. Anything else going on?
We bought the appliances for the new building over here. We had to purchase them through Lowe's, because that's the only ones that give us a 3-year warranty on all appliances.
Good deal.
So they're gonna be delivered before the 8th of next month.
I think this weekend, on the 2nd, Shepherd has their
Yes.
Christmas festivities and parade and so forth, and that'll be lots of fun things going on and fellowship down there. Encourage everybody to go enjoy that.
And toys for tots, people are signing up for toys for tots, and all donations are to be given to the PSD to Miss Denise, if there's anybody want to donate. It's a great cause.
I have one question, and I know this is out of order,
You're right, it is.
but I'm gonna ask because that's how I am. The last meeting, was it canceled or was it not canceled?
No, it wasn't
Okay,
canceled.
why was that meeting, my father went down there to go to the meeting, and they told us that it was canceled, because we tried to get on the docket last time, and that approval of those, do they get, the approval of the permits, are they submitted here, and that's where they get approved, or how do they get approved? They don't have to come through the board at all?
Ma'am, please sit down.
I'm just asking.
Please sit down. You're bordering on disrupting the meeting. We have things we gotta get done. I'll be happy to visit with you about that after the meeting as with some of these guys. Anything else under item number 5? If not, number 10, consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve adding cash to the jury donation form. Ms. Curry,
CASA.
ma'am?
It's CASA.
I was wondering what that meant. It said cash.
No, the child advocate.
Spell check didn't catch that because CASA is probably not a word that spell check recognizes. It said cash.
I'll make that
CASA.
motion.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Natuno, a second by one of these fellas, Commissioner McAnally. Any other questions? That's the child
advocate.
child advocate program. So when you serve on the jury, if we pass this, you can check CASA if you want donate your money to them. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. Item number 11, consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve a budget line item transfer amendment. That's, is this what we talked about?
This is where I've been paying verbatim, which is the court reporting service that the 258 District Court has been using since they have not had a report.
So I want to give the public a little information about how this works. We have 2 district judges and they each cover 3 different counties, and to fund their activities, each county pays a certain percentage of their budget based on our population. I think Polk County pays probably 52%. We pay right around 30, and whatever's left, 20 something, right, less than 20, Trinity pays. And forever and ever and ever and ever, they had them a court reporter, a person who was their court reporter, and they followed them around to each county. Now, in the last few years, I guess since COVID, I guess there's a shortage of court reporters because we have trouble getting court reporters, and their court reporter left and went to, I think, Montgomery County for 20,000 more. And anyway, he's had to resort to using a firm of court reporters. You know, they got a lot of them that work on their staff, and they send whoever they got. So the court reporter salaries are paid. We pay our part of the money to Polk County, and then they pay them. They handle payroll. Well, and we've got adequate funds in there to cover that, but they're not. Well, they're not paying because he's using a firm. It's not treated the same way as payroll because you're not taking the withholding and so. Thank you, Commissioner. You saw me floundering there. They're not holding the withholding out, so they said, "Well, we're not paying that." So Miss Tammy's had been taking it out of a line that's not meant for that. So it's just a budget amendment type of situation.
I agree, but we don't have a budget amendment, that's, normally these go through, when y'all approve budget amendments and revenue certification.
I'm sure she put it on here like this, so this is not your regular run-of-the-mill budget amendment. It requires a little more explanation, so I probably suggested that you put it on here. You don't have any issues with it, right?
No, I created an account for her to use, and I don't know where you want to take the money from. I had suggested taking some from contingency, but I don't know even how much.
No, we've already set aside money to pay the court reporter. I guess it,
that was over last year, so it's going to be over this year too. I don't know if you can just take it from that line. And if you want.
we certainly don't want to be paying for court reporting to Polk County. That when we get the bills, if they bill us for court reporting, we'll be paying it ourselves over here. So we don't need to be paying a third of the court reporting for the other counties. I don't. It's a little different than what I thought. I thought if the whole budget for the court was 100,000, we paid 20,000 of it. That's not the right numbers, but that's not how it works exactly.
Tammy, do you know what line, Ms. Curry, do you know what line I'm looking at? 14.
The money should already be in the budget, but we know it's going to run over because they run over every year on court-appointed lawyer fees. I don't know why this would run over though.
So basically what this is asking us to do is create a account for a line item.
Yeah, because she's got a line item for special court reporting, which is, I don't know, if they needed a transcript or something they don't do very much of. She's already run through it. Because it's not where it was, that's not what that account was intended to pay for.
He's not, and then they won't take it.
So we have any idea what it's gonna cost? You have some figures?
So there's two that are unpaid, because I was waiting to make sure that what was supposed to be.
But in January, he's supposed
In
to
January, she's
have a
supposed to start in
full-time
January.
person, and then it'll go back to doing it the way we were doing it.
But here are ones that I have paid. I mean, that one's $290, $1,300.
Oh, you want money back? I don't know.
Some of these is where they do it remotely, and it's just.
They didn't get a rise out
like,
of it.
virtual.
I discussed it in this one, just because we didn't have a line.
So this one.
Yeah.
I set up.
It should come out of that 012, 410, 0176.
Let's see, we have, they went to one, we have probably. She's supposed to start full time, January, so it should end from January. This portion should come to a halt. She will be getting paid as a normal court reporter. But what I mean, I've defeated what I had since October. Yes.
You could just keep running it like that, and then we correct it at the end of the year like we always do when something runs through.
That might be the easiest.
Because you don't know what it, he says he's gonna have somebody in January. We haven't seen him yet.
That'd probably be the easiest.
So,
Caroline, what if we just kept rocking along with it and then correct it? We don't know whether he's gonna, I mean, we hope he is. I hope he finds a good one.
she's got a budget in there already, to create a new line for it.
Where are you taking the money?
Out of,
The money ought to come out of 176 there.
yeah, that's what she's got. We just need to know how much money we need to move this.
Knowing her, she wants to take the money she's done spent so she can put it back in there and then cover it all the way through the end of the year, right?
I mean, yeah, because there's gonna be times where I'm gonna have a substitute. I mean, and I use that for both courts when I have a substitute.
Just give us a number. Y'all don't have a number in mind?
I don't. I mean, I can sit here and add these
So
up.
we just go 10,000 over.
10,000's a nice round number.
Increase.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll put 10,000 cap on.
Well,
Just gonna move to 10,000 right now.
just move 10,000. I wouldn't use the word cap, because
Yeah.
if he doesn't get the person, he gonna want to keep paying that, whoever's doing it.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Brandon to approve the budget line transfer, a second by Commissioner McAnally. 10,000 at this time. Any other questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, it's unanimous, 5-0. Item number 12, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve the bond renewals for Precinct 2, Constable Ray Ashley, bond number LSM 1349401.
make that motion.
Second.
Have
Motion
a
coming.
motion by Commissioner Mars, a second by Commissioner Natuno. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, it's unanimous, 5-0.
David made a motion, David seconded.
Item number 13, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve increase OSSF permit for residential to go from 300 to 310.
That's because of the state on the
Yes,
$10 they charging us.
exactly. So the commercial is
I
four hundred
have
and
a
ten.
motion by Commissioner McNally, a second by Commissioner Brandon.
Wait.
Any other comment? Well, we're supposed to have been paying them $10 a month, or not $10 a month, $10 a permit for every application we get. And we've been rocking along all this time, and they sent a new auditor over here, and he noticed, where's our $10, right?
Exactly.
And so, and we're gonna officially instate that process where we can pay them the $10 a permit.
And we owe them some money too, don't we?
Hush, 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 hush.
$1,600 or so.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't say about going backwards, they didn't, are there any invoices presented for that?
They will invoice, December, so I'm trying to get all years done, meaning 7 years done. So you'll have a pretty big invoice. But
I
it'll
was
be
being
one
somewhat
total.
facetious, I didn't think they were gonna worry about the past, they missed it as well.
They did, they're just not,
There are some statute of limitations that apply even to them, so there's a limit to how far they
yeah,
go
they
back.
wanted to go back to 2013. But the
Go back to
statute
Austin,
says
where
Senate.
All right, have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, it's unanimous, 5-0. Next, number 14, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to select code enforcement officer. When we get to, we're gonna come back to that. When we get to the time, all the regular business, then we're gonna go into executive session. And everybody's got copies of the applications, and then we'll kick them around and we'll come back to that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Item number 15, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve a company credit card for JP1. Is anybody here on that? We put down what they put on their request, company credit card. She didn't say what company, I guess she meant MasterCharge or Visa or something.
We're gonna put a limit on it.
Is anybody here from the JP's office? Got any information about that?
Put it on next court, maybe they'll show back up.
No one here.
Precinct 4 is next. I mean, yeah, they just want a credit card like everybody else. They're following suit with the rest of the elected officials. They all want a credit card.
But if we're all ducks lined up and that first duck's jumping off the cliff, do we all want to jump off? I don't have one
I have a
myself.
credit card for precinct 4 and it's in the office and I told them if they need it, here it is. I said, you wanna hold it? You can hold it. I don't care. I don't use it that much anymore.
I don't have one. If I need one, I go grovel to the auditor and see if she'll let me buy it. So whatever
I'm just saying, we gave it to everybody else and gave everybody else one. You know, put a 2,500 minimum on it or maximum.
Is that a motion?
Is there a motion?
I make a motion,
Both of them?
15 and 16, do it at the same time.
All right, second,
What's the amount?
2,500.
25. All right, number 16 was consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve a county, that says county credit card, that's Judge Precinct 4.
Have a motion by Commissioner Natuno. And you second, second by Commissioner McAnally for precincts 1 and precinct, 4, $2,500 limit. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Unanimous. Item number 17, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve and accept donation of about 25 bicycles from Ken White. Commissioner.
This is, the bicycles that I related to last court. I put it on the agenda to accept them from, Mr. Ken White that donated them.
I'll make a motion.
Good deal.
Have a motion by Commissioner Brandon,
So,
second by Commissioner McNally. Okay. We're never gonna actually take possession. Well, I guess we'll have them briefly, but we're just gonna give them back right out though.
yeah, we're waiting on the date from the school to give us, names, and then we will give them out.
Yeah.
And I don't have
I
that exact date.
understand perfectly what we're gonna do, but at one time, somebody donated an AR-15 to the sheriff's office. And we have to vote to approve it, the acceptance of anything. You can't just give us your hazardous waste site. If you deed us a piece of land, we have to vote to accept it. So, and then if we get rid of something, we vote to get rid of it. But, so what this motion's doing, I'm pretty dadgum sure, is we're gonna accept them, but we're also gonna give them to a bunch of deserving young children.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to the school. The school is recommending the child and the family name will be given to us. They will be notified, at the date to come and let their child pick out a bicycle.
Cool. Just thought I'd make that point. We didn't get 25 bicycles donated to, we're trying to go green and put the sheriff guys on a bicycle patrol like they had in Austin or Houston. That's not what we're doing here. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous. 5-0. That's terrific. Item number 18, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to declare surplus, salvage, and haul to scrapyard below items located in Precinct 1 Road and Bridge Yard, old culverts. I put surplus salvage because that way you just say which way you want to go. Because if the wording had something else and I improvised, we talked about it. Old culverts and culvert parts, 1964 chip spreader, and an old bit metal, I probably should have said culvert. Culvert?
Yeah.
And you might have left that word off, I
The
don't know.
pictures are attached.
Yeah.
18, 19,
We have to say what we're, like for the light poles, they're salvage and we're gonna sell them. No, surplus and we're gonna sell them.
Surplus.
If they're salvage, you throw them away.
Right.
If they're surplus, we're selling them. So,
Some of these may have surplus or salvage, whichever.
the chip spreader, what do you plan on doing with that? Sell
It's going to the junk. It's a 1958 model. It's been sitting back there for,
When you say the junk model, you're gonna haul it to the
Scrap iron.
scrap iron. You're gonna get,
Scrap iron.
whatever it weighs, you're gonna get
It'll be
$10
hauled, yeah.
or whatever it's bringing.
whatever it brings. Same way with the old culverts and same way with the scrap iron.
Is it, on number 18, is that a motion?
That'd be a motion on 18, 19, and 20 also.
I'm just trying to make the record clear on what you plan on selling. What about the bent light poles?
The bent light poles are gonna go on Renee Bates.
Okay,
They like this.
so we're gonna try to do, my goodness.
2021.
Okay, the number 20,
I don't know how she's gonna keep this up. Do you think we can just do them one at a time?
yeah, we can do them one at a time. I thought that's what you.
That's what I would, well,
Okay, let's do it one at a time, that's why they're
I'm
listening.
thinking of how she's gonna keep it separated, or how, when Mr. Dieter comes to listen to the minutes, how he's gonna figure out what we did today, so. All right, if
18 to 20 going to the jump.
well, 18,
Doing 18.
everything on there is gonna be salvage.
That's all salvage going to the scrapyard.
I've got a motion by Commissioner McAnally. Do I have a second? Second by Commissioner Brandon. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. It's unanimous. Number 19, consideration, discussion, possible vote to declare surplus or salvage and put on Renee Bates. Well, that would obviously be surplus.
Surplus.
A pile of bent light poles. How big round are them poles?
Pictures attached.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Natuno, a second by Commissioner McAnally. What would you say they're about this big? Or I'm trying to think if they'll make posts for a corral or something.
Yeah,
You sold me some guardrails a year ago, and I still ain't cut no post well.
Yeah, they were. There's a.
Or if they're little bitty posts,
No, they're
yeah, okay. And
35.
everybody here can see what we're talking about. Billy might be building a lot up there. They make good posts. Any other comments? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. These are going to be
Make sure you get your permit.
surplus. You don't put a wall on it, on your barn, you don't have to have a permit, correct? That's what she told me. If you built a pole barn, it's not permitted. You don't have to have a permit. If you put 10 on the side of it, it becomes permittable. Item number 20, consideration, discussion, possible vote to declare surplus or salvage and put on Renee Bates. That means it's going to be surplus. Now, it says pulp trailer. That probably should be pup trailer. That's what, right? It's one of them little dump bed things that hooks behind another dump truck so you can haul twice as much, right?
Now, this will be sold without a title because we don't have a title, I was told.
So you're gonna surplus it?
We can do either
So
surplus
I
or,
think, did you check? I think this was precinct 4's.
I'll give it back to you if you'll come get
That's
it.
not what I'm saying. Did somebody check to see if there wasn't a title in the precinct 4's file for that? Because they can't, they bought it from Red Hook years and years ago.
I don't know. I tried to license it and there's no title, so it's been sitting back there for 6, 7, 8 years, 10, maybe. We can put it on Renee Bates as no title, and they can apply for a lost title if they want to. If we find one, if Denise finds one precinct 4, so be it.
They get a bonded title.
Yeah, bonded title. Now, 21 is consideration, discussion, possible vote to declare surplus, salvage, and sell on Renee Bates a 2000 F-70 Freightliner dump truck. We can do that one at the
No,
same.
because I'm gonna put a price starting on that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This one, we just didn't do 20 by itself.
Did I have a motion? I have a motion by Commissioner Natuno, second by Commissioner Brandon, to put it on Renee Bates. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. Number 21, consideration, discussion, possible vote to declare surplus / salvage and sell on Renee Bates. That means surplus. 2000 F-70 Freightliner dump truck has a title.
And that, as starting bid of 5,000.
5,000.
It must run, huh?
It
I'll make
does.
that motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Mars,
Second.
second by Commissioner McNally. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. Number 22, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to declare surplus or salvage and put on Renee Bates auction to sell a Gradall or salvage. Well, it should say, that's me not editing properly.
So,
Should be salvaged. And Donnie, if you want it back, come and get it.
no, no. Salvage, why don't you junk it?
That's where it's going, junk, salvage.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna, this one's to be salvaged, in other words, haul it to the scrap yard for whatever scrap brings.
$7 a hundred right now.
I'll make that motion.
I
Second.
have a motion by Commissioner Brandon, a second by Commissioner McNally to salvage all to scrapyard. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. Number 23, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to declare surplus or salvage and sell on Renee Bates a pile of I-beams 4 by 6, 5 foot long.
This go Renee Bates and no start bid.
I'll make that motion.
Selling by the pop.
4 by 6, and they're,
They're 4 inches wide
yeah.
and by 6 I-beams, 5 foot long.
Well, they make a,
There's
some
your-
of them cows I got would jump over that 5
No,
foot cattle.
you take 2 of them and weld them together and you got your 8 foot post with 2 foot in the ground.
Yeah, there you go. I never thought about it. Yeah, weld them together, that'll
And
work.
there's probably, there's no telling, I didn't even there's no way I can count.
So these are Renee Bates. Okay.
Yes. No starting bid.
By Mars, but I didn't give a second.
I got a motion by Commissioner Mars and a second by Commissioner Brandon. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. Item number 24. Consideration, discussion, and possible vote to declare surplus or salvage and sell on Renee Bates auction 2 stacks of posts. What kind of posts?
They're
Wooden posts?
half wooden and about 4 foot on the bottom is like 8 by 8 galvanized, and then it's got a 8 by 8 post in the top of it. And they're probably 7-8 foot long.
They make corner posts for
They
yeah.
make fence posts.
Yeah, oh, okay, that's
They
the
ain't
caliber
corner
of it.
posts. Yeah. The picture's in there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to give them some kind of a visual. on it.
I have no idea what to post. This is some of that stuff
They
that I
got some on Renee Bates.
yes,
I'll make it.
with no starting bid.
I have a motion by Commissioner Natuno, a second by Commissioner Brandon. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. Item number 25, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to declare surplus or salvage and put on Renee Bates. That means surplus. 14 bundles, 1,014 feet in each bundle, 26 foot long guardrails. That's kind of like the same ones you sold a year or two ago.
Yeah, and this is going on Renee Bates, starting bid at 500 per bottle.
seems like you said last time how many sticks was in a bundle.
In this bundle here, there's 39.
39? 39
But we're
pieces.
not selling by the stick, we're selling by the foot. That's why I put the 1,014 feet. If you divide 26 into 1,014, you get 39.
39 pieces, 26 foot piece. Yeah, that wasn't quite 39 in the, I don't
No,
guess.
they were only 750 to the bundle before.
Oh, okay.
So you cheated the ones that bought it before. So you cheated us to buy it.
No, they were sold different. They were sold at 750.
This is a better deal, sounds like. It depends on what they bring. I have a motion by Commissioner Natuno. Second by Commissioner Brandon. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. All right.
Thank you.
I guess about turn of the year or something, or when it'll come out, probably.
We're shooting in January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got something I'm gonna put on next.
That way it gives everybody time to get what they got if they want to get ready.
You got lots of good material. Somebody can start building in this spring a nice catalog, or just all kinds of things you can do, stuff like that. Number 26, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve update presentation on Fuse project with SJRA and San Jacinto County.
That's Brianna Gallagher there for San Jacinto River Authority. She's the one that we worked with on our gauging project. That's what she's.
That fella's name was Blake Kellum, but he hadn't been with y'all in a while.
Yeah, he probably, like 5 years ago?
Something like that.
Yeah, but we still work with him. But yes, good morning. I'm happy to be here again today. I feel like the last time I talked to you guys was back in 2020. And so today I'm going to give you all an update on the flood early warning system project. We've been working on the gauges, and the stage gauges are installed. So I wanted to come talk to you again since last time.
Flood early warning system. It said Fuse. I thought we were doing something for John Fuse down there.
So,
That's
Lonnie,
the wrong
go to the
river
next slide.
authority. John Fuse project.
So since it's been a while since I have talked to y'all about this project, first I want to apologize for any neck pain that y'all might have because the slides are behind you. But we've been really working on this since 2019 when the Flood Infrastructure Fund came out from Texas Water Development Board. And San Jacinto County was, of course, one of the first partners we had with this funding. And talking with Commissioner McAnally and Commissioner Brandon, there were some gauge sites that y'all wanted to see implemented in your county. And so jumping forward to now, we are completed with construction. The gauge sites are completed. Next slide. And just to recap, there was really no cost to the county. We got mostly grant funding, and what wasn't grant funding was SRA in-kind services and our staff time. And so the only thing really with San Jacinto County is the promise to fund up to $15,000 in operations and maintenance of these sites. And so there was a lot of coordination that had to go. TxDOT, we had to coordinate with TxDOT. One of the big things is TxDOT is replacing that 945 bridge. So we will have to remove the equipment, and once they're done with that construction.
They're replacing both 945 bridges.
Yep.
Yes.
Equipment's only going on.
And we have our equipment on one of them.
The one upstream or the one downstream?
25.
It's the one upstream of it. That's where they.
945 north?
No, 945 south. Right there, but it's.
Okay, well, that's the downstream.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I don't know when construction is going to start on that, but
Oh, no.
we'll have to remove the gauge equipment, and then once they're done, we'll have to go through the entire application process to reinstall the equipment.
Hopefully it won't flood after that.
Yeah.
This tells you what floods you're getting.
Next slide. And so this slide is really just to reiterate what sites we were installing the equipment at. Winners Bayou. So if y'all took 150 here today, y'all probably saw something new on the bridge. That was our equipment. East Fork at FM 945, like we just talked about, and then
You got
3081.
equipment on 150 at San Center River too, don't you?
On the east,
On the one by the county line road. Country road, I would say, country road.
Okay, I thought there was equipment on 150 where the San Center River is. I thought we had some there. There's something there.
Text
Do
dot.
Text dots, that's
Oh.
text dots.
USGS.
Okay, okay,
That's their gauge.
okay.
And then the last one is at Peach Creek at FM 3081. Next slide. And so here are just a couple of pictures of what they look like. And then, of course, the East Fork, the Peach Creek site, and the Winners Bayou, one of them did not get a rain gauge. We did a path analysis study, basically seeing how we would get the signals from this equipment to our control system. So the FM 945 site did not get a rain gauge, but it did have a stage gauge. So you'll at least know the level of the water in the creek at that location. Peach Creek at FM 3081, and then Winners Bayou at 150, both has a rain gauge and a stage gauge. So
What's the difference between a rain gauge and a stage gauge? The public wants to know.
rain gauge basically tells you how much rain is coming in at that site.
Yeah.
The stage gauge tells you how high the water is in the creek. So ideally, once we have these gauges on our control system and the public starts using these, they can start understanding like, okay, when the stage gauge is at this level at Winners Bayou.
The public will be able to go on your site, and
Yes.
that's what I think I'm hearing, and look and see, whether the creek's up or not.
Well,
Yes.
not only the public, the sheriff's office and everybody
Yeah,
else will be able to go over there and see what the state flood stage is, so they know if they can get across the bridge.
Fully public facing. Once we get the gauge sites added to the control system, we want to send a little pamphlet out that says how to view it, and then maybe if y'all are open to it, come back and show you guys how it works, so y'all can inform your constituents. But those are the pictures, and then the next slide. That's just kind of what I just talked about. The gauges aren't installed in our control system yet, but our staff is working on that. I've got Mike here. He's our subject matter expert on the gauges. He's the one that came out and installed them. And then one of the other cool things is these sites won't only be on our control system, they'll be on Harris County Flood Control District's large gauge network, the flood warning system. Next slide. And then, since this is a Texas Water Development Board grant project, we were required to write up a report about the project, what was done, historical information about why the gauges were wanted in the county. And so we are in our public comment period for that report. We will have our final public meeting at our office at the Sanitary Worker Authority building in Conroe on December 14th. And so I'm going to send a link to the report to Commissioner Brandon if y'all are interested in looking at that. Just since y'all weren't involved the whole time and want to understand what all went on throughout the project. It's not very long. It's like 15 pages. And a lot of pictures.
So I'm probably the only one in the room that's wondering this, but my rain gauge, I have to go outside to the post and dump it out. So this thing mechanically dump out, or does it have a valve that opens? Or does somebody go by there periodically and check it? How's that?
No, sir, it's mechanical, all it does is just it funnels the rain, it basically has the rain funnel on top, it collects it, it goes down, and there's just a mechanical tip, it just sticks back and forth and sends an electronic signal to us.
I see.
It just keeps counting up.
Whenever it gets 10 inches or whatever that number is, it sends y'all a signal or something like that.
Yeah, it's 400ths of an inch, so it just keeps on adding up.
I see.
And so once we have that final public meeting, that'll kind of be it. We have to do annual updates to Texas Water Development Board for a certain period of time. But overall, I thought this was a great project. We're happy to work with you guys. more flood infrastructure funding is coming, hopefully next year. So if y'all think of any other gauge sites that y'all like to have in the county, we'd be more than welcome to do the whole application process and do this all over again.
We were looking at a site up there close to precinct 4, probably precinct 2, just so people have a clear understanding on this. Like Brianna said, this process started several years ago, back in 2019, I think.
Yeah.
It was actually. And we worked, Commissioner McAnally and I were going down to Houston, meeting with Harris County Flood Control, because the emphasis was what was coming into Harris County down to East Fork to Houston, because of the washouts and everything it had. So it was a big driver for us to get these sites picked, because those are the ones that's going to impact down there. And it leads to future flood drainage projects that the county get involved with GLO and HUD and places like that, because it actually gives us the real-time data that's needed. Plus it helps the sheriff's office when they're out in flood, they know not to go down 945 between bridges because it's under 6 foot underwater.
Well, this would be something good that emergency management can tag on to and email out to the
Yeah,
county.
'cause
It should be something that's emailed every time there's a yes.
I can remember when, was it Rita? Anyway, I used to have to call Constable Jerry Everett and tell him to go down and look at mussel shoals, and if it's running, mussel shoals running backwards, it's time for them folks to get out of that box.
Oh, yeah.
Pick it down and go back, get out.
Yeah,
When it starts backing up, you better run.
yeah.
One way in, one way out.
So those are probably some of the sites where the court at that point will want to be looking at.
Okay. Well, I'll be in communication with you if the funding comes out. But other than that, that's really all I wanted to do today, was provide y'all an update, let y'all know the construction's done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And they have done a wonderful job. I can't think of it. Good job.
Item number 27, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve final plat for Staley Ridge subdivision.
Morning.
Howdy. Oh, yeah, I was wondering.
So I think the only change on there was, it was just adding the, how much right-of-way footage was there on that one track, and it is depicted on the plat there, if I can see.
Must be pretty close to Brother Jackson's place.
Yes,
You're gonna bring them on this later, so.
he's looking at the plat, it'll show you he's right next to it. See where it is, stuff
Yes, Miller Cox
from,
from Homeland Properties.
and that's your football,
It is,
Rocky
yes.
plat?
Yes, sir. Robbie Flack Langley. And, we,
Texas Professional.
Yes,
I
sir.
use them. They do good work.
They do, yes, sir. They do a lot of good stuff. And we did, per Commissioner Antuno's request, we got in contact with Windstream, and they do have a telephone there along that neighborhood.
We were having trouble finding the telephone provider, but Windstream finally let us know that it's them. But the plat from the preliminary to this final, the only change that we made was clarifying that right away for Old Staley Road.
This right across from Thompson's place, the house is burned down over there.
No, Jacob is, yes, it's kind of like.
Yeah, so that's right next to the deer camp.
Yeah, well, you got some Bowers between there, and then you got his mom and dad.
That's it. Okay, I see, Jake.
So we've been working, we've been here for the preliminary plat already, we approved that, we had some changes like they stated. I'm good with it. I'll make the motion to approve the final plat. One thing I would like to say is they have worked real good, and I think y'all found the path to do this, right?
In what manner?
For San County.
Oh, yeah.
Not the water.
Yeah, yeah.
Navigate through our woods.
Is there any city water up there, or these sites are big enough to drill wells on?
So there is community water available to all of them. They can drill a well if they
That
would
come
like.
out of Dodge?
Riverside.
Riverside.
Yes, not Dodge. Dodge.
Yeah.
Riverside, yeah. Yeah, that was, you had one that, we didn't have anybody, that's about the only place, I guess, in the county that did not have some type of water, and we went, this is, these are big enough, even if they didn't want to join, they can drill their own well on this.
Yes, sir.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 acre tract. So you don't, I've always thought that property ran all the way to the road, but there's a little, is there a little sliver in between?
On the Old Staley side?
Yes, ma'am.
It touches the road down that southwestern corner for lot 1, but then yeah, it's a little sliver going east of there, where it goes off.
Just west of there, we have a tract that used to, and we had that same sliver deal going
Yeah.
on. We had one little spot where we could access.
Yeah.
I think the guy finally ended up buying the sliver, but the
Yeah.
slivers, they exist.
Yeah, yeah. I think the people across the street own it.
Yeah. I thought I heard a motion by Commissioner Natuno. Second by Commissioner Brandon. Any other questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Good job. Looks great, really good.
If you'll make them notes, I'll put it on the commissioner's court for the next commissioner's court meeting, we'll get the other one passed.
Okay. So how many copies of the regular plats do you need signed? Just one. We have the 2 Mylars, and then just one of those.
That's about it, the Mylars.
Can I
Sure.
take down the line?
Absolutely. This is the best time to do it right now.
Get overdone with it.
Where did you say we're signing Mylars?
Just a blue ink, just blue ink.
Blue,
Yeah, ready.
Okay. So,
Yes, sir.
What is it, that top part?
yeah, I need to sign that. So, and then one of these, you said, correct?
Okay, riff ram investment. I didn't recognize, that's kind of a new one, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's somewhat new. Yes, sir.
It's not, it doesn't have the age that Three Amigos or whatever it has.
No, I don't know it. Yeah, 3 Caballeros.
Three Caballeros, okay.
I think that might be gone now.
I hear you.
Okay, then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Give the girls to record. So we'll have to write these down and then record it.
you need to do well,
That means like you email that one, right?
well, yeah, like maybe like for the technical district to update it. I mean, I have to pay a fee.
What?
No one ever has. Well, the K&Z is like two finals and then I can import it directly onto the technical district.
Are you good, Judge? I do, right here, but I'm gonna wait because that shows the voting volume. I'll sign it when it's over there.
So it's
So I think
I can go ahead and sign it.
You can sign it, yes.
you're there and
And actually, I'm not gonna sign, so then I'm gonna spell that out.
What up, boss?
I'm glad you just signed that.
All right.
it was before it was updated. They didn't have one for us.
This is, who is this?
That's our engineer, Lynn Fairbanks. He signed these, yes.
Okay, and then
That's the
surveyor, okay.
And then I'll sign whatever.
left-handed, kind of gets you. it all to you.
Is this one good?
Now, I was just waiting until he got this.
I got one more for y'all.
I think so.
One more for you.
But they're running.
Oh, yes. So much was, okay. All of the way in the middle.
But anyway, he didn't know double back after quarter. But the other four, third. Yeah.
Not this one.
You can't tell me it's further.
We, well, we traced.
No. It is short. I think the time we figured that it was like 2 miles.
Look, I think it's around 40.
Got one in my office.
There you go. That's okay.
Put a box of it.
That's
I told her, I said, I don't do it.
right.
You don't pay $18 to fuel surcharge. Go down.
Come get it.
Yes, sir.
Take a little rest.
Yeah, that'd be fine with me.
When we get ready to go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For the record, I've looked through the packet and there's certifications from all the utilities saying that the water, that they can get water and they can get electricity and all that good stuff.
Thank y'all very much.
Yes, sir.
That's all we need.
Item number 28, consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve necessary action for the Innovation Center. Commissioner Mars, you done reported that you made a deal on the kitchen appliances.
Commissioner Ross, I'm sorry.
Wasn't that to the ball?
I'm good. Innovation Center?
At the ball.
Yeah,
The only thing is,
It's for here.
Like that, you know, go ahead.
well, bring it down.
I'm sorry.
So, we are talking about the kitchen stuff you bought was for the
Okay,
extension service, so.
so, and I'm not throwing nobody under the bus here, but we had a price from one company and kind of had an agreement. We shopped around, we had a price from one company. And then the following Monday, they called us back and they said, well, we can't do that because we can't give you the warranty because it's considered commercial. And I said, but it's not commercial, it's just for St. Jacinto County. They said, only warranty we give is a 48-hour warranty.
Who are you talking about?
Home Depot.
That don't surprise me.
So I contacted a couple more, then I contacted Lowe's out of Livingston. And we got all the appliances we need. We got the 2 double door refrigerators with ice makers and water fountains in them. We got the double convection oven, the single oven for the 2 microwaves and an ice maker for $7,200 with a 3-year warranty.
2 microwaves?
Hmm? That's what was on the list. I guess one for the emergency management office and one for the extension office.
No, sir. One for the kitchen and one for the break.
There you go.
All righty.
Good job.
And
72 now. What I saw, I thought said 5,700.
it was, that's what I was telling you until Home Depot contacted us the following Monday. And they told us no. They give us a 48-hour warranty on all the appliances.
48 hours?
48 hours.
Wow.
Because it's considered commercial. But Lowe's gave us a 3-year warranty. So,
Good job.
and they're supposed to be delivered between now and the 8th. The only thing we'll have to pick up is the ice machine. When it comes to their store, we'll have to pick it up there. No big deal. I don't know why, but this is the way it goes.
Home Depot's woke anyway.
Mr. Dieter.
I'm still mad at them. I bought a ride lawnmower there one time. About 3 months later, it blew up and they wouldn't warranty it. I ain't been back. Good deal. Good deal.
So that is done.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
what we got going on the floor? Any developments since last time?
I did manage to send all of you, a set of options that you can look at.
Yes, sir.
Ranging in price for the entire building, ranging in price from about $36,000 all the way to $68,000. And again, that's approximately 8,800 square feet of flooring. Any of those particular options can be reduced if we're going to look at less square footage of refinishing. The contractor has informed me that they are finished. They have gone back, resealed some of the places that were scuffed, cleaned up some of the areas. You'll notice if you go over there now, that those plumbing inspection ports and whatnot have been cleaned up substantially. And those floor boxes have been cleaned up substantially. So they declare it to be finished. As does the architect. He thinks it is in compliance with his specifications and installed according to his specifications. So it is up to the court if they wish to do anything else with the floor. Timberline gave me 3 options, like I said, ranging in from 36 to less than 50 for 8,800 feet. If you want to look at doing slightly less, you can. We can entertain. Those options are as simple as going in there with stain, or as complicated as this floor and the shelter. And prices accordingly.
Well, the only thing we could if we were gonna comply with the state bid laws, would be the stain. We wanna go with the other, all those prices are over 50, and we'd have to, if it's over 50, you have to bid it out.
Well, I hear you.
Unless this was already a component that was bid in the job, and it's part of the contract, and then it means it's already been bid.
Unless you look at.
But I don't think we did that, we cut it out.
Unless you look at reducing square footage, like the only part I'd be interested in would be the hallway with the insignia. You know, as far as the other rooms, I think they're fine.
I think that's a legitimate option. Like I said, I think in some of these offices, I don't even know how they're gonna be manned. And if you get furniture and bookshelves and stuff like that, you normally find in an office, you got very little floor left. So not much is gonna be exposed to begin with. But it's totally up to the court. I mean, we can look at substantially reduced, you could probably do that entryway for well under 10 grand, with this flooring with a graphic. It was suggested to me that we look at putting a graphic on the floor, like the symbol for the county or something like that in there. And that would look nice, but it's strictly an option.
So do we know what money is left yet? Contingency?
I would look at my officer
Contingency?
for that question. I don't know.
And then, like, they had money in there for the tank, the propane tank, and Lamb is gonna furnish the propane tank, so there's $4,000-5,000 right there.
Well, now wait a minute, we took that tank out of the contract originally, and the county was always going to.
Oh, I thought it was in there.
No, sir, we took it out. As was the floor, we had a floor that was similar to this, and it was completely taken out of the contract.
So do we know how much money's left? Now, that would be my decision making on if we're gonna go forward with the floor.
Understand?
There's enough in there for the floor, there's no enough even though just the ARPA money left, that they transfer, which I'll transfer to UCD.
She said there's enough money that we can transfer to take care of the bill, to cover the floor.
I thought Mr. McNally got it. Lady, didn't you tell me you'd gotten to talk to a local contractor about maybe doing the main hallway and an emblem in the floor? And did he give you an idea, just a rough idea of what it would cost? That's option number 4 on my list. Oh, it's
I
TBI.
think he's got it, that's one of the last one on his.
Okay, I'm sorry.
TBI's price is 68,000 though.
That's for the whole building.
That's for a floor like this, so.
I would say if we're gonna do the halls, if we're gonna take the time to do the halls, we should do the 2 great rooms. Because that's where they're gonna be used for cooking demonstrations, you know. I don't know what the extension office may even do some hot flats in there, so, you know, repotting stuff with dirt. I mean, we don't know what she's gonna do. So,
So the extension office is using it, the way, the reason why the kitchen is like it is with commercial, not commercial, but residential stuff is because that's a home ec class. So, you know, they're gonna be doing cooking and stuff in there.
they're gonna be doing lots of things.
Yeah.
Bakes, baking, all kind of stuff. Gardens, whatever they do and all of it. The kitchen already has tile in it. It doesn't have raw concrete. Yeah. So.
I'm saying the 2 great rooms.
Yeah, the bathroom's the only thing that's got tile on.
Yes, sir. He's already sitting there.
So can we get a price on the two great rooms, what I'm calling?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you one.
And then the hallways?
You got it at square foot there.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you one. That's about 6.5. We could do 7,692 feet and still be in compliance with the bid laws. You took out all them offices, that ain't, but we're talking about 2,200 feet. If you took out all them offices, that's more than that, isn't it? I would certainly think.
I think it is.
Anyway, just to the court and the public. If we let another contractor in there right now,
Null and voids everything.
and it don't matter if he's doing flooring or what he's doing,
They're done.
our warranties,
They're done.
it's done. When another contractor, because it's gonna be their word against the other guy.
You're just talking about as far as the floor is gone, not the whole building.
Well, when you do the flooring, you're gonna get stuff on the wall, is what
What
I'm
did
saying.
Timberline's price compared to?
Okay, but Timberline's price included,
What?
included, number one, they were gonna take off all the doors that would need to be taken off to make sure they didn't get some sort of stuff on them. They were also gonna take the base off. It's an existing 4-inch rubber base around the walls. They were gonna take that off, and then when the flooring was finished, they would put the 6-inch base back. That would take care of any sheet rock that got damaged or anything like that, or any painting down low. They would also final clean it, and they would take off any of the thresholds and replace them. So that's a pretty complete price. I don't think it's that way with TBI. So if Timberline does this, you get a little extra protection for whatever the finishes are now.
Well, and they're not gonna void their own warranty.
No, they will not.
See, that's the plus there.
Plus, we still have a contract, we still have a bond, we still have insurance.
Yeah.
All with them. And I don't have any of that in place with TBI.
I've been over a bunch, so please tell me what's wrong with the floor. Somebody please tell
$3
me.
million building, it's got a concrete floor, that's what's wrong with it. It don't,
I got a $50,000 building that I live in over there.
I bet you don't have a concrete floor.
Huh? Oh yeah, some spots is.
Some spots, well,
Yeah, some spots. I mean, we're done with this building. Let's move forward. We're done. We spent enough money on this building. Let's move forward. Let's open it up. Let the public make their own decision if they want the floor. Let's move forward with this thing, y'all. Ain't no sense we throw enough money at it. We got what we got, and let's just move
It
forward.
looks like you went down there and bought a new car and all you paid for was the primer, paint job.
Well,
Who does that? You,
but here's the,
ma'am?
here's the deal, here's my opinion. How many people we're gonna have on the extension office side, we're gonna have mainly children and kids and young people in there. They really don't care about the floor. We got the emergency management. He'll have a few meetings in there. And hopefully, God, there's no more disasters and it won't be utilized that much. I hope it's not. So the floor's no big deal. It is what it is. We already voted to do all this and we spent money. We need more payment for our employees. We need more
We can't take
cops.
this
We
money
need
that we-
more everything. Let's move forward. Let's open it up. Let's go.
This is money that we've already got put into the building.
Well, we can utilize that money for somewhere else.
You can't take, this money come from grants, you can't take it and give raises with it.
We're using county money at this point.
Sharp, man.
We're using county money at this point.
This is the other part of the ARPA funds, right?
And I don't know if you're gonna use all of that, then you're gonna have to decide.
You talking about you say county money, it's come from the grant though.
Correct, but this is not the EDA. You could technically take that off, if there's ARPA money left, transfer it somewhere else if you want to. I don't care what you do with them.
It still came from the grant, that was my point, it was ARPA money. not-
You're gonna vote to do whatever you
Tax
want. I disagree with it. I think it needs to move forward. I think we need to get this thing open and let's go.
Your Honor, you asked us.
Mr. Dieter, this ain't a public debate here.
So you want me to call and cancel all the orders for the appliances? Cause if you do the floors, you gotta move all the appliances.
No, you don't have to move them all. They're gonna
Why
be
would
done
you?
again. Why would you?
The refrigerator gotta be moved, both of them
How
gotta
hard
be
is
moved.
that to do?
Come on, man,
It's just one ice box. The rest of it's built in.
whatever.
Well, let me bring up something different. We're not going nowhere there. I showed this to the commissioner and the judge, pass it on down to the court, and this is, they've got 437 chairs on Renee Bates. Just like basically, what we've got here. And they bid the 8th of December. Right now, they're only $1.50 chair.
Y'all see them.
And, you know, I don't know how many chairs we're gonna need over there, but there's a money saver right there.
Well, we could use all the chairs, you know, we could buy them, and I know the volunteer fire departments can use a lot of chairs.
Well, no, but I'm
You
just
just
saying.
buy the whole group of
We're
them.
not going, yeah, we'd have to buy the whole
Yeah,
thing
whole group of them.
as a lot, but if that interests the court, that may be an option for our seating.
Where are they at?
They're up around Dallas.
Up around Dallas, I say it was, what, Webster County, what's Webster County? I seen them too.
Sounds like a bargain if they're all in good shape. Now, you're not gonna figure they're all in good shape, but most of them.
Well, yeah, but we're not gonna need 400 of them anyway. That's what I'm getting at.
No.
You know, if you buy them for $2 or $3 a chair, I give 50, right at $60 a chair for these
The junkie desk
when we bought these.
Used chairs.
and used chairs. Got a $50,000 floor with a $5 desk that these people haven't transferred.
It's a $3 million building and you want to just
A
have a
$5 desk.
bare concrete floor?
Man, it don't matter to me,
That's right, you probably ain't gonna be over there, but the ones that are gonna be like, wow, look at this floor.
Okay, this bid's the 8th, so if there's any interest, somebody needs to pick up before we leave the court. You
I know
don't,
I visited
I'm
Miss
good with
Moss
it. You know,
and Miss Chamblee, week before last, and they were sure excited about it, said it surely looked nice. And I venture to say they'll have the most people in there. The extension office will.
I'm interested in chairs.
So what about the chairs, Madam Commissioner? What do you think you're gonna have to get for them?
$3 a piece.
$3 a piece?
Oh, no, they'll probably bring up around $5.
Think so?
So $2,000.
Yeah. I mean, they may not, but I'm just saying, I would speculate that, you know.
So it'd be a bargain at $5.
But what we need to do is before being we're on this subject, we need to go ahead and put a price where we're stopping. And when it gets that price, let them go.
For $480 on it. For $480.
I mean, it's up to the court.
I'm just telling you, they got some weird numbers they bid on stuff, y'all. They put caps on.
But I think they're well worth the money,
I do too.
you know.
Anyways,
I'll make a motion to put a cap and bid at $5 a piece for the chair.
second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Brandon, a second by Commissioner Mars.
Who does that?
Patty.
Commissioner's gonna buy it.
Patty, not Patty.
To buy the chairs on Renee Bates up to $5 a chair. You have to buy all 497 chairs?
Yes, sir, it is in a lot.
Okay. Judge, I got one other item. Has it got something to do with the chairs?
No, sir.
All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, it's unanimous. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, thank you.
I passed on to Tracy a contract with Allied Systems and Solutions. If the county wants to have the fire alarm monitored 24 hours, 7 days, 365, Allied does this. Allied is the installer of the system. I don't know whether you've got that contract or not, Judge.
Well, we already got a company that we use at the courthouse for our systems.
Who do we use on this? Have we changed on this one?
The installer, I mean, it's a different installer than you did. So I don't
We
know.
pay somebody to monitor, we pay,
Summit.
what's the name of the company?
Summit,
Summit?
that's who monitors here.
What about the courthouse?
Courthouse is alarm monitoring.
Two different companies?
Yes, sir.
Now we're gonna bring in a third, I don't know. Looks like we could make a better deal with one company doing it all, but I don't understand that.
Proprietary systems, they make that impossible. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why we went with Summit. There was something that alarm monitoring didn't do or something, I don't remember. I think it had to do with the sprinkler system.
That's what it was. That's right.
We don't have a sprinkler system over there.
No, sir, we do not. We just have the fire alarm.
We got a valve that comes into the building, it's that big around the water main is, and it chokes down to 2 inch. Got $2,000 worth of valves right there.
Cost you the same amount for the tap, didn't it?
Yeah.
So on the building over there, do they get the EFS stuff, or what do they ever say about that up front?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you then.
On the EFS up front,
The EFS up front. I don't know what you're talking
where
about.
the gap is different.
Well, there is some more work that needs to be done on the exterior. We've got some windows that need to be caulked. We've got some of the loose stuff you've noticed out there. And I'm sure that EFS, we need to do something about that too.
Okay, I didn't know if they was even,
If they did anything, it would have been in the last 3 or 4 days.
I hadn't seen nobody over there.
And
So on the alarm, your answer, I would say either use the alarm monitoring company that we have at this courthouse or the one we have here. I wouldn't get a third.
I wouldn't either.
One of the
Took
two.
y'all.
I can call the alarm monitoring and see, and then I can call Summit and see.
Mayor, what about the ditches where the water ran out here? They address that?
I know that Sean was out there fixing stuff. I don't know, is there an additional problem right now? I haven't seen.
Oh, I don't know. I just seen it the other day.
He was out there.
Before the grass hit it.
We'll get a test
Talking about the
tomorrow.
erosion.
Yeah, we're gonna test tomorrow, that's right.
Huh?
He's waiting for the grass. I know he was waiting for a lot of that grass to set and start taking a hold before you start moving around on the dirt.
Well, that was a bad design there.
It was a bad design, there's no question about that.
Mr. Thomas, which one of the alarm systems do you have the least problem with, company-wise?
I don't have a problem with either one of the alarm systems. It's always the phone line that's got issues.
Do y'all, who pays that bill?
Comes out of town. 409.
Somebody does an affidavit for it.
We do it, you know.
Well, which ones cost the most?
Well, Summit's only like, what, 40, I'll have to look it up. I think it's like $40-something a month.
That's a novel thought. Let's use the one that gives us the best price.
Well, I can call it, like I said, I can call and talk to both of them. But what alarm monitoring is the opening and closing of the doors, the mobile to mobile. So
What are they going, that's about what they're gonna be doing over here.
right, so that's an annual, so it's like $395.
You still ought to look at it and see, compare it, kinda like the insurance. If you never check it, next thing you know, you're paying 3 times what you ought to be. And then let us know which one is best, and that's probably who I suggest that we go with.
Well, let me do this, I will send this contract to Denise then,
Great.
with this Allied thing, it's $50 a month, I think.
And there's a year inspection.
Yeah, and there is a yearly inspection too.
Well, if they're cheaper, the other ain't carved in stone. I just, it seems simpler to deal with one outfit when you ain't got 3 different places you're dealing with. By the way, I want to thank you for all the hard work you've done. I mean, it's
Pain in the rear.
never ending. And you've done a fine job, Mayor.
We're not done yet.
And getting another one started. Ain't that right, Mr. McNally?
Yep. Yep, we already started it. We met at the first meeting, didn't we?
Yep.
All right, anything else on the? So, back in connection with item 14, that's a hiring thing, personnel. That means under executive session, pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551, 071, 072, 0725, 074, 076. What we actually need to be discussing is personnel issues under 074. So we're going, whatever time it is, we're going to take a little break. We're going to adjourn regular and go into executive. But before we go into executive, at least one of us is going to go to the men's room.
Probably all of them.
I'm getting out on this too.
9:59, we go, all right, it's 11:55. We have exited executive session, reconvened in regular session. We don't have to vote on anything that we talked about. We talked about the various applications that we have for environmental position. That will be moved under the permit department. We've already decided that earlier. So item number 14, consideration, discussion, possible vote to select code officer. Do I have a motion? How y'all want to proceed? I'd entertain a motion to turn the stack of applications over to Ms. Basham and let her go through them and select 3 for interview.
I'll second that.
I would entertain a motion.
I thought you
Okay,
was making that motion.
it sounded like it, didn't it? I have a motion by Commissioner Brandon,
Second.
second by Commissioner Mars. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. I'm just gonna give them all give you my stack. You go through them all and then, you can pick 3 and then we'll see about interviewing them. We'll have to do them at a meeting, I guess, in executive session. Yeah. If you can be ready by that time.
All right, thank you.
Whenever you're ready, you let us know.
Yes, sir.
Hey, pull my conference thing too. I'll go with Mark when he goes to Corpus. I'll go with Mark at Corpus.
Y'all dropping out
I got too much to do.
February?
I don't know if they're gonna do knee surgery on me
We're
or
going to
not.
Washington DC.
I don't know if they're gonna do knee surgery on me or not. And that's why I went Friday for an MRI. I got over there spring at 5 o'clock.
We
Set that-
rebooked in the Dewdrop Inn down there.
Hold
I'll
on,
be in
man.
myself.
So,
Dewdrop Inn.
So I get down there and pay all my money, go to the MRI. I've been waiting on almost 2 months. And they tell me the machine's overheated, you have to come back this Friday at 7 o'clock in the spring.
I
Night.
take one on Sunday over there at 242 at Methodist.
They said the machine overheated.
That's
I
a
told them
good
to buy some
facility
ice.
over there.
I didn't know they were doing studies.
That's where they operate on my last kidney.
And machine over here.
Next Tuesday.
Huh? Can't tell you it's top secret.
Let's,
I'm not.
let's move to item number 6, consider approval of claims.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion by Commissioner Natuno, a second by Commissioner McAnally. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. So do we have a budget amendment on that one that was on there earlier?
Just done. We did it while we were voting.
Okay. Number 7, consider approval of budget amendments and revenue certifications.
Future. Mr. Morris, that gets part of your ultimate project on Independence Day.
Sir?
The $200,000.
I'm David, I'm sorry, I can't hear what you.
That was that ultimate project.
Yes.
There was a certification of revenue, $220,007.16 on DR 4269 PW 291. Man, be able to close the file on that one, is that what that means?
That means they're working toward closing.
Yeah, good.
It's not all the money though.
No, I still got quite a bit of money left in there.
There's 307,000, so they still owe you small.
Well, they only owe
Do
us,
you have a motion for that?
they only owe just for
Do not.
verification. In order to, you may have money left in the PW, but it only doesn't mean you're gonna get it unless you can find the other supporting documentation to prove it. Okay.
I have a motion on number 7, the budget amendments by Commissioner Natuno. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mars. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. Just 2, I guess, huh? Item number 8, consider approval of minutes of meetings.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Natuno, a second by Commissioner Brandon. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. Item number 9, receive and consider approval of October 2023 departmental reports.
I'll make that motion, except for the district clerk, extension, fire marshal, animal control.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Natuno, second by Commissioner Mars on animal control, fire marshal, extension. Is there one more?
Except for district clerk,
District clerk.
extension, fire marshal, and
Okay. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. I'd entertain it. Well, we've got paperwork to do first.
so moved.
Have a motion to adjourn. Second. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Stay here. Thank you so much.